And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster, touching base with you as I always do, live. This is special from Martha's Vineyards and here at the African American Film Festival. And I am also with my wonderful friends and as we, Chris Edwards and our wonderful Elise.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
So we are here, and so today's our regular Let's Talk segment. So today's Let's Talk is our Wednesday Let's Talk segment, as I said, and so a lot has been happening. This has been a really cool. I think this is of my time being here. This is year 4. Can you believe year 4? And it's been really, I have to say, each year gets better and better. And this year is probably the best. Everything is spaced out nicely. My workflow is excellent, as in getting photos edited after doing the shows, photographing the people. Elise, if you hear that noise in the background, that's just people communicating around the building. But and it has to be up for everyone to hear. So they'll cut off in a moment.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yes. This is what's called being on assignment. On assignment. So yesterday, let me get my book out. Let me get my playbook. Where did I put my playbook here? Here it is. Yesterday, I always like to bring you guys film that I'm seeing for the first time that is really that you have to check out. And yesterday they had an incredible film, and it was called The Circle, the First All Black Everest Ascent. I don't know where it's going to be. Hold on to get back here. Let's get it in here. Will it show? Will it register? There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it documents the first all black climbers that climbed Mount Everest. It is an incredible documentary, well done, sponsored by REI. North Face was also a part of it,
Okay.
and a bunch of other I guess sponsorships. But it was done by this amazing couple, and they wanted to track this amazing expedition of all black expedition, and I do believe it was like 20 people, and they climbed this together. I think only one person was not able to make it, but overall, everyone else made it to the top, celebrated the second black person to reach the peak of Everest, the third black person to male. Then they went to the first female, the second female, because they knocked out all of the stats in one shot.
Wow.
One climb.
They had young people, they had older people. It's an incredible story. I don't know where it's going to be featured, but it needs to be like this. This is the kind of film. I know BET is not like it used to be, but for black entertainment or black black
TV
whatever.
One maybe.
Yeah, this is what we should be seeing on TV. This is so inspirational, and also you see the people that look just like us, people that just look like folks in the hoods. I mean, dreads, and I mean every look. It was so diverse, and their stories were so diverse. Oh, we got somebody in the building.
What's coming?
It's Tachi speaking of media and film.
Yeah.
Hello,
She
Tachi.
knocked at the right
Good
time.
morning.
Yes, I was telling everyone about this movie called it's in regards to the first black expedition team to climb Mount Everest.
Oh,
It
wow.
is incredible. And also, the concern is anytime you see, and I know because people do it, And anytime you have black attached to something, you go, oh, it's not going to be good quality. The quality, I know. Go ahead, hold on, but let me tell you, the quality of this film, this documentary, the editing, these panoramic views, and the conversations, everything was to top notch. Okay, Chris, go ahead.
All right, so I had a thought. I don't know if this is happening already, and forgive me if I'm being naive. And Dr. Tasha, you can probably correct me because you know a lot about these things. But you were talking about the distribution of this thing, right? This film. My thing is, why not put it on the platform that everyone has access to? If you want to charge something, they have the infrastructure to do it. Why not put it on YouTube?
Yes.
Why not start putting these films on YouTube? Everyone has access to it, and it's a proven platform. You can get the statistics right there, and then there's no covering up anything. It's just out in the blue. They can still make their money. Go ahead, Dr. Sachi. I want to hear what you
finish it, and then I'm putting my finger up to let you know I have something to say.
But it's an established platform. Just put it there. It's like trying to shop it around to all these different studios and platforms. Then you've already limited it to who can see it, because someone might not have Paramount if it goes there. Someone might not have Disney if they put it on there. Someone might not have HBO Max if they put it on there. And then on top of it, all these services are constantly changing the format, hacking up the prices, whereas YouTube has not changed. It's always been there. And they don't take their stuff down and put it behind firewalls and say, all right, well, you know what? It's going to go away in 3 months. If you don't watch it 3 months, you'll never get a chance to see it again. It's just there. You can always go back. Now, of course, yes, there are things where, you can make your videos private, but for the most part, when you put something on YouTube, it's there forever. Go ahead, Dr. Sachi.
The reason they don't do that is because the industry still, and us, we still don't respect independent and still don't respect those platforms. And for a filmmaker that is a traditional filmmaker, the marker of having made it is to have it someplace that traditionally is big, like your HBOs, like your Netflixes, etc. And it's the same thing years ago when movie stars, quote unquote, would not do television because it was a step backwards for them to do a television show. So if you were an actor and you started in movies, that's where you attempted to stay. And if you got on television, that let people know, oh, they must be slipping. So that same thought process is there with this, that things have to be in a theater, a first-run theater. So or things have to be now, they'll even accept something like a Netflix or an HBO or something that comes through your television set. That is why.
But here's the thing, though. Everyone always said, oh, especially that Academy, the Oscars, unless you have your movie in the movie theaters, unless you have your stuff on traditional TV, we're not going to support or give you the acknowledgement. But look at how now that has changed. Netflix, Apple TV, all these platforms, they're on top of Emmys, they're on top of Oscars. Well, it just takes one film, one brave soul to say, you know what, I'm going to avoid all those other avenues and put it directly to the people, put it on YouTube and see what it does. And that will change that would give you a paradigm shift. The same way all these other streaming services have created a space for movie producers, directors to have their content on these platforms and to see them do well. If you put it on YouTube, I can almost guarantee you people will watch it. If you say, you know what, this movie, we're going to put it on YouTube and you can rent it for $5.99. People would flock to this stuff, especially if it's something of good quality that people want to see. If you put the same type of promotion that you do on a regular blockbuster film or something that is going to have a theatrical release, it just takes one person to do it. And that will change the industry the same way these other platforms have. That's all I'm saying.
Chris, I love you so much. I love you.
Am I being naive?
So much. And I know your legs are tired from standing on that wooden soapbox that's about to crash. Because I'm right there with you. You know, I'm like, to hell with everything. Put it on you. You know that is my mantra. But look how long it took for Netflix to be accepted in traditional media spaces. They fought tooth and nail so that Netflix could not be qualified. That's why they had the thing, oh, well, it needs to be in it needs to be in a theater. It needs to. So they keep putting roadblocks, but eventually Netflix broke through. So, but it took a long time. So here's the thing. Stop waiting for their, the approval of whatever. I keep saying that this thing here called YouTube and some other things, and now Byron Allen, we'll see what happens. But with BuzzFeed, he's trying to make that go head and head with YouTube. Okay, so there are going to be other choices coming up in addition to YouTube where you can put your things. So my thing is, stop begging them. Stop with the bigotry, because they don't care. They're not going to do it.
I agree with you. Like, look at how journalists now have left traditional TV models and gone to YouTube, and they're being successful. Yes, they were, but and sometimes it takes that for you to make that paradigm shift. But look how well they're doing right now. They're pulling better numbers than they were on the networks.
But they would have been fine and comfortable underneath their network blanket.
Yes, right.
If they were not pushed out. Now, again, I'm happy that they are here. But if things were fine and things were right with the world, and ask them, maybe with the exception of Don Lemon, if any of them, if they said, you know what, come back today, ask how many of them would leave what they're doing and come back. All we have to do is look at what happened during the pandemic with all these people that were big fun with the wretched over do stuff
reference
on Instagram and etc. And as soon as the pandemic, what happened? Phew, they all went back there to literally lives. So I don't trust any of I love you all, but I don't trust you, because if you're given the right opportunity, and I'm not saying don't take it, but I'm saying that we've been fooled too much before, where people have left us for dry, holding a cup with, please, sir, can we have some more? And you left.
I totally agree with you.
It's interesting that you would say that. I mean, I look at, and then we're going to say good morning to some folks, but it's, when I look at, this has been every time I come here, every time I'm at this film festival, I walk away so proud of our community, so proud of the Black experience. I learned so much. Like, the other night when we did WED, B. Du Bois, it was I only knew the surface of this guy's life. This man's life went, well, obviously for 93 years. I didn't even know he lived to 93, and he watched.
He just wasn't here.
Yes, but where his arch of his life covered a century of history. And not only did it cover it, but he was involved in every segment. I mean, from Marcus Garvey to the Martin Luther, as Martin Luther King is rising, now he's moving out. It just makes you wonder how God works. I mean, for those that believe in God, that you see how one person really is making a difference on so many levels with his paper, The Crisis, and then being rejected, and then in NAACP, and then what they put him through, and it just the history, and that film I saw, that was 2 nights ago. It blew my mind. I walked out of that theater, out of this, auditorium, wild, just totally wild. And now made me want to go into reading more about his life. I mean, this movie in 90 minutes covered so much. It was and I'm sure there's so much more that they, which they did share in the end, as as they were talking about the panel discussion, they had to fit 90 years into 90 minutes. I mean, my hat goes off to filmmakers, and like I mentioned yesterday, young filmmakers, old filmmakers. My heart goes out to them. My hat goes out to them. And also, yesterday, in one of the documentaries, not documentary, it was a film that was shown yesterday about romance, and they were saying how, if there's anything you can do for we filmmakers, is to share our film. Like, if you see it, share it. Put it on your Instagram. Put it on your YouTube. Put it on your social media. If you can't pay and if you can't donate to them, you can donate in just sharing their material, their what they're working on. So it was just, I'm learning so much about filmmakers, and every year I'm here, I learn more. This year, I have to say, I think what's I thinking was happening also is that the filmmakers here this year seem to be more verbal of their needs. I think most times they would share, and they felt honored to be here, and they felt like, okay, I'm a part of this big event here at Martha's Vineyard.
Right.
But they're here. A lot of these filmmakers this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, since I've been here, have made it it's no shame to say, we need your help. We need you to put our film into the front, into the ethers. And
Mhm.
Because
I'm
Hollywood is changing.
yeah,
It's all
Hollywood is
changing.
changing. Yeah,
It's the. I mean, we can't talk about it without acknowledging the damage that the whole idea of DEI has, the impact it's had on that industry as well as any other industry. Because it's like you said, it has Black. It's talking about Black people, and that's the part that they're pushing everything away from. So yes, it's important that it's important to them now that Black people really show up for them, or the people that are there. And I think that's where we are. We're at that point of that's when I think some people are having the wake up call to how important it is to stay connected to the community.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
let me just pop this up. This is I think, like, again, like I said, these filmmakers have been really incredible. But then also, this is down Elise, in her wheelbarrow, spending time with Thomas on
Yeah.
the other day, and just doing a impromptu interview and conversation with him. I was just going there just to come on, just to talk to get Hannah's to get Hannah's number, and next thing you know, I have a whole show going on and people interacting, and just supporting our artists. And also, yesterday I had an opportunity to photograph the folks from, I think it's Holton University. It's HTU in Houston. I think it's it's in Texas, I do believe.
Mhm.
Let me just make sure. Hold on a second. I can always go to the book. And let me just share here with who they were. And they were in the tent area. It's called the HBCU Experience. This was
Mhm.
a really interesting film as well. It says what does it take to save a legacy? The Huston Tillotson
Oh, Hudson
University.
Tilson. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And so they were celebrating 150 years, obviously, of their school. And they were talking about the importance of the Black community supporting these HBCUs. And the president of this university, she was saying, guys, I just want you to know, everyone feels like, we're waiting for someone to come rescue us. Someone's come to help us, and we have to help our HBCUs. This is so important. If we lose, and she brought out a good point yesterday. She said the only two institutions we have that are ours are education and the church.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
those are the two institutions in America that are strictly black experience. the education of the HBCUs and also the Black church. And I thought that was a dynamic comparison because also in the film,
And that depends on the Black church you go to. But
well,
anyway,
exactly, and it also has been
that's
for
another
HBCU, I
discussion.
guess. Right, that's a different discussion. We can go deeper
Tell the
into
truth
it.
and the devil.
Yes, there's a lot of bad churches out there. So, but when you think about the foundation of where the church has come from, it
Mhm.
was truly the Black experience. And I mean, there's a whole industry in the Black community. Think about all the gospel music, all of the gospel groups and gospel art, records, movies, television shows. I mean, there would be no Tyler Perry if there wasn't for the Black church.
Right, right. Because his plays went and the Black church people attended.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, and he used to come to the New York City at the Beacon Theater, and all the churches in in New York would be like, "Oh my gosh, Tyler Perry's in town," and they would all fill in the Beacon Theater, and that's where he made his money, built
Yeah.
his
Yep.
foundation, built his
We always
empire.
start. Yeah. We are very
Which,
supportive.
yeah,
Let me ask
Black
you a question
folks.
before you go on, Thomas, Dr. Thomas. Away. So, are those posters for sale? I wanna know.
The posters are for sale for $75,
I'm gonna need
and
a
that
poster, Ron. I was like, I'm gonna have to ask Ron. Can you get
okay.
me up a
Me
poster,
too.
sir?
Yeah, how
Okay.
can we get? You said you're not bringing back anything. How can we get the
I'm not
poster?
carrying no posters for y'all this year.
I'm not
So
asking you to carry
no,
anything.
no,
You
no.
can
I'm
let me
just
know how much
no.
it costs to send it.
So what we're gonna do is, I will go to Thomas his stand, his vendor area, and what we'll do is you can pay for it online.
Mhm.
I do there's a section online, but
Okay.
we'll put an asterisk around who's paying. That's from our community, and then he will
Uh-huh.
sign it. Oh, it's already signed, but he will make
Okay.
sure it gets delivered. So, but Hannah, what we did with Hannah on the other night, she called in and just simply ordered it by phone with him online.
Okay.
So we could do it
Okay.
that way too. That's easy. So after this show, I'm gonna go to Thomas, and we will be able to put all of this community's orders in with Thomas for the poster. What I
Yeah.
love about this poster this year, which I have to buy it also, but I told him I'm gonna have to have it shipped to my house. Well, when I some in the future, because I will not be back in Jersey for 3 weeks,
Oh
and
yeah.
so I'm here for the first. So I don't get back from Miami until for 3 weeks from now. So I tell my if not, I will have to send for it later on. But at the base of the photo, at the base of the poster, which is based on the original art, and I
Mhm.
don't know if you guys saw the original art. It's all of these cameras embedded in the rocks of the shore. I'm,
Mm.
it's a photographer's. I think this is a photographer's poster. And so
Mm.
all you photographers out there that are interested in good art that represents photography, I think his name Thomas Lockhart, Thomas E.
Lockhart, yeah.
Lockhart. Um, this piece of work is incredible. Now the original is 15,000. Now if I had 15,000, I would buy this piece of art because it is so beautiful, and it's such a great investment. And when you see good artwork, it's just something to just
Yeah,
gaga over it.
he does some amazing work. I have the Black Statue of Liberty in print in my living room that he did.
Mm.
Ah,
You don't see
okay.
it. He's not on his list of prints. I don't know if he stopped printing it or not, but it's on canvas. And I actually
Ah,
because he always said, now when you say his whole name is Doctor
yes, right.
Thomas Lockhart,
Dr. Thomas.
because
Dr. Thomas E. Lockhart.
he Lockhart, yes, he talks
Make
about it
sure
all
you
that.
say doctor. He worked hard for
Yes,
that, doctor.
Yeah, they earned that.
and there are
Yeah,
quite a
so
few art exhibits out there. I don't know how long you just gonna be there this week, right?
yeah, I'm here this week, and there's also the people that are there's a gentleman his stand is next to him. His name is Dwayne. I put that in. I did a impromptu interview of him, so you can find that on our YouTube channel. And he tells us the history of his work, and one with the ship, with the skull on the front and the hands lifting the ship on the ocean. And then also part two is coming. I need to go over there to do part two, which will be he will share with you guys his story of his Lady Justice,
Okay.
and the one with the American flag. It is so inspirational. And so we had a long conversation about his work. And I said, oh my gosh, you have to share this with the community. And so he's so excited about that. So I'm going to go back to do part two, so you can learn about his Lady Justice, which I call it Lady Liberty and Justice, because the way he created it, I say it reminds me of the Statue of Liberty, but also he has all of the garnishings for liberty and balance and justice. So good work. We have some great artists, and then there's another stand that's next to that stand, which has work from many Black artists like Leroy Campbell and Harvey's. I forgot Harvey's last name. But there's a whole bunch of work there, and the brother was. I interviewed the brother, not the owner. 2 years ago, I interviewed the owner. And again, that was an impromptu interview, and we ended up having a great discussion. And we had so many, like, I love the Leroy Campbell neckbone, Joe neckbone collection. And so I used to have, I had it in my house. I gave them my whole collection to Adrian years ago when he first got married. I gave him to all of my Leroy Campbells. But they are such amazing works, and embedded in the work is our history. And that's why I love the Leroy Campbell experience in his work. Okay, we did not say good morning to any of the folks.
That's why I was raising my hand. I think we should go back. There's a lot of people in the room. There's a lot of comments. So at least let's just go back there and say hello to some people.
Let's say good morning to everyone. Okay, Hannah is the first person in the building, and she gets our wonderful gold. She says, good morning, Ron and Touch Base Daily family. And also with the silver this morning is Mr. Omar Ramos.
Actually, that's not true. Wait, that's not true.
Wait, it's not true.
No, Travel More is the silver today. She's on her mobile device.
Oh, Travel. Okay, so Tanya Travel More gets the silver this morning, and welcome to in this morning. And then Omar gets the bronze.
Correct.
Okay, Omar, you got the bronze, sir. And then Kimmy Kim is in the building. She says, good morning. We have also Chris from Thailand. She says, Chris is bursting at the seams. Dr. Tashi, and also Hannah. And then a request from Chris. Dr. Tashi, please cuss. Please cuss, Dr. Tashi. Well, you know Dr. Tashi don't cuss.
I never curse.
You've never heard Dr. Tashi curse.
I don't.
You're talking about Gwendolyn. And good morning.
And yours truly.
And Omar says YouTube is your best,
or this is your best.
It's probably best, right?
Probably best.
And then we have Elise saying good morning to everyone. Good morning, Hannah. And also Hannah's in the building. Kimmy Kim's in the building. Good morning, Hannah. Good morning. I see all this. Hey, all from Dr. Tachi. And hey, Anthony's in the building. What's going on, Anthony Photography? He's in the building. And also Chris, is sidebar. Did y'all hear that the Orange Roll had to hide in a catering box because
I want to see the photograph of that.
So somebody in the comments underneath that said, I can't believe that he hid inside meaning that it wasn't big enough for him. So,
it wasn't.
That sent me to the moon.
Yeah, they have a video.
You didn't hear about that? This is a article that's been written, I believe, in the New York Times. They broke this story. It's a big deal right now.
They broke it in
the
Washington Post.
Yeah, sorry, correct. So Ron, you didn't hear about this one?
I heard about
video.
that he is
Yeah.
this about the plane change and how he
Yes, in Turkey. Yes.
how
He got on the
set
plane, and then they Secret Service snuck him out along with his copy, the copy girl that he's with.
Yeah,
They
his
put
copy
them,
girl.
yeah, his copy girl, and they left his other cabinet members and the press on the current Air Force One. They snuck out on a food truck and went on another smaller plane and took off and used the real Air Force One as a decoy.
Yeah,
and they're saying this is the reason why now they were going after the reporters and their family members, because they knew about the story and they did not want it to get out.
Well, also this is the story on Midas Touch. They've been really grilling the story and saying what a coward he is, that he would use the news media people as as like a decoy and not care about their lives.
Right.
If the threat was real, he was willing to let the reporters be taken out versus and what commander in chief would care for himself before his people. The leader, remember, the captain goes down with the ship, supposedly.
Yeah.
No, but this is surprising. See, I don't know.
We're not
why
surprised.
we act like this
None
is
of us are surprised.
This is just more in the line of I only care about myself. So this is like totally on brand. I'll say one thing: he's on brand.
He left Stephen Miller on that plane too.
Huh?
He left Stephen Miller and took his what did you call it?
He left Voldemort.
Oh, his copy girl. The copy girl. She keeps a copier and a computer right there to print stuff out for him.
But I think we have to almost be a little paranoid or conspiracy theorists at this time as to all of these quote unquote assassination attempts. Well, I think if somebody want to take them out, they can just take them out.
Exactly.
I think, what is it leading up to? I'm just gonna say we need to think about it. I'm not.
Listen, you're not. I'm not wrong about what you're saying. You're not wrong with what you're thinking.
Elaborate. Think. I do believe that there's an end game to all of this. I do believe that there's a something afoot that we need to be paying close attention to.
And it all stems from the elections.
Yes, it does. It is all about the elections, and I think we need to be very cautious and that's we need people to step up to do what they're supposed to do.
Oh yes, and speaking of elections, well, let's first go through. I see Bryson says here, he goes, "What's up, Ron? What's up, Chris? What's up, Tachi? What's up, everybody? Happy Reacher Wednesday." Wait, is Reacher back? Is the series Reacher on Amazon?
Yeah, it is. And the unfortunate thing is, I won't even watch it because one, we have like, I think maybe like a couple more weeks left of our Amazon Prime because we got rid of it. But the fact that they put commercials on Amazon Prime, I refuse to watch anything on there. There were a couple other series that came back over the summer that I loved that I was watching. I just refused to watch it because, like, why am I paying for this service if we had something, we had 4K originally included, we had commercial free of everything, and then all of a sudden you put all that stuff back in there when we were already paying for it, and now you want more money to take it back out what we had. It's kind of like the Strait of Hormuz. It was open already. Why should we have to pay for it to be open again? I'm not paying for it. I'm off my soapbox.
Because it's about to crash. It's greed. It's pure.
It's greed.
It's greed and the beholdenness to shareholders. Remember, all of these companies are publicly traded, and shareholders investors like when there are layoffs. They like when there are subscription hikes and increases. They like all those types of things that will bring in more money or save money because that means more money for them. Unfortunately, most of the time, that means either the consumer is hurt or staff is hurt. It's greed.
It's greed. I'm with you, Tachi. I'm with you. And now, someone made a big point of saying, we left cable to go to streaming.
That was me the other day.
And now streaming is more expensive
Yes.
than cable. These folks cannot stop with the greed.
They messed it up for you. See, well, you know when they always say this is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice things. One person messes it up for everybody. You messed up, now all of us suffer. And so what has happened is, because I've said this before, every single broadcaster thought that they somehow were special and they too could have a streamer that would cost more. So it was ridiculous. And so now you're nickel and diming and a la carting everything, and it ends up being more. I will say, though, the caveat to that is that there is more choice for you, more choice in terms of what you want to watch when you determine who you are going to pay for. The problem being that it has taken everything and put them in all these separate buckets. So now you have to pay for each bucket if you want to see that. And there's often not a whole lot else on that particular streamer that you want. One show. I'm not paying for Disney. Back when The Mandalorian was on, I fell in love with Mandalorian because I had a free trial. But guess what? I fell out of love with it because I refused to pay for Disney. What I don't see, I don't need. So I had to wean myself off of The Mandalorian so that I didn't want to pay for it again. Because I was already paying for Netflix, and at the time I had Amazon Prime, but I don't anymore. So I decided what I was wanting to pay for. Netflix had a lot of things on there. Amazon Prime, I was also ordering equipment, so it made sense. But now it doesn't make sense. But the point is that things are being siloed, and it's the consumers that suffer. But I feel a change. There's another change coming. I've got like predictions in terms of, so there's another change coming. Don't worry.
You know, I am in agreement that these people are now done with all of this. The AI, the streaming, people are fed up with corporate America. And I really believe there's going to be almost like the French Revolution. The folks are going to say, you know what, we're just done with it all, because again, they have no choice. They cannot afford to do all of this. Think about how much it costs if you look at your streaming account for the average person in America that has their streaming and add all of the stuff that they stream, it's well over hundreds of dollars
for the year.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Hundreds and thousands for the year.
Right.
It was supposed to be, streaming was supposed to be a way of breaking down all that cable that we weren't looking at, and now saying, okay, I'm going to pick and choose what I want to see and invest in that.
Can we say this, though? If you think about it, I think we fooled ourselves, because it's the same players doing the same thing that they did on cable. It's just that there's a new format now. They're doing the same thing. Okay, Dr. Tachi.
No, I'm pointing at you because absolutely. So all you have to do is look at, okay, for now we've got some fast channels, the free ad-supported television like Tubi, like Pluto, etc. But who owns Tubi?
Fox.
Pluto is owned out by, I can't remember now, but Pluto is also owned outside by one of the big ones. So the thing is, it goes back to what I'm always telling my students since the beginning, since I've been teaching them. All media is owned generally by the same 5 people.
5 people.
Right.
They buy each other up, they separate it, but it's the same folks. If you follow the breadcrumb trail, it is the same folks, and the breadcrumbs all lead back to the big bad wolf dressed up like grandma at the house.
Right. So
and so that is, I know one thing. I've streamlined my streaming. Just like I'm not spending that kind of money. First of all, the good thing about being a nomad is that I really don't need television. I'm entertained by everything around me.
Right.
So, and now if I happen to be at someone's home that has the entertainment, then I might binge on something like I was in North Carolina, and I was like, oh my gosh, we have HBO. Let me just look at all of the, the way you call it, the Game of Thrones, the new series. And I was like, but when I'm at my friend's house, then I binge on stuff. But then after that, I don't need it. I really don't need it. So,
well, you're out exploring the world. I mean,
I'm exploring the world.
Yeah, something to occupy your time. You're not really going to pay attention to this. But like,
and also, as a
ahead.
note, I just want to say, Hannah mentioned the name of the other artist, Dwayne Galipian. So just so you know, that's know that. Okay, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so now this is something I want to queue up for you guys, and our wonderful Chris. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I'll cue it up in a little bit. But I just wanted to put it up here because we're all, by the way, she said, we are all pissed with Walmart because they banned the Black influencer, Damon Darling, from all Walmarts for paying for people's groceries.
This makes no sense to me. When I saw this video, I'm like, wait a minute. Did something else happen? Like, did he do something?
He did nothing.
No, I know. This man's been going, and he's been doing this for a long time, going and paying it forward and paying for people's groceries, blessing them, and they're finding this offensive, and they have banned this man for all of their Walmarts. They had a police officer serving papers in his car.
And
to the videotape.
They didn't just ban them for life.
Yes.
From Walmart, Sam's, and the gas station.
Yes.
For doing good. Doing good. Helping people get their groceries.
They won't explain. They won't even. But here's the thing: they didn't even explain really what it is that he did that was egregious to get him banned. He said, "Well, what is it that I did?" And he said, "Well, they're a private company. They can they reserve the right to refuse service or to ask you to leave their property." You still have not said what it is that I've done to incite this type of reaction.
Yeah, he posted the video where he was in that Walmart. The manager had given him approval to come in there, and the guy that was in there said, "Hey, the manager may not know everything, but you can't be here. Sorry, you can't be here." And not that they didn't like what he was doing for people, but he couldn't be there. And he said, "You have to leave." And he was asking him, "Why? What did they say that I have to leave?" And so here you have this guy who's going out and just really being generous to people,
doing God's work.
And where he, and you notice like where he's living is, of course, majority white people who are struggling.
I was gonna say, you know what though? He's Black.
Yeah, he's Black. His mom is white. His dad obviously is Black. So these people are out there. They're so appreciative. I mean, some of the people in their stories of how much that money meant to them at the time, and then you just I was telling my husband because he has a cereal that he eats. He goes down there again. I said, your story. This guy out for being nice to people.
Go ahead.
What is, you have to say something is seriously wrong with this country when it turns on the people that want to do good for the people. Same thing with Mandani in New York. They went after him because he wants to feed the hungry, because he wants to deliver on government. The same thing with the gentleman in Michigan. Want good health care for all Michigans. And they have gone all in to try to destroy these people. Go ahead, Dr.
Ron, it's so much bigger than this.
Absolutely.
It's like how, so when we look at it, when we always say, why is it that you despise people of African descent so much? What did we do? Our excellence calls out your mediocrity. So the more that you are there doing God's work, doing the work to show that people matter, the more you're pointing out what these other people are not doing. What the hell does Walmart do but defraud? and come into communities where there's nothing else and act like they're the cheapest game in town? Not much. So here comes somebody, or people in general that will come in and want to bless, and then people start looking at, well, your Walmart, why don't you? They don't want to do that.
No.
So the more that we do the thing that is right, the more it calls out what they're doing that is what they're not doing, or what they're doing that's wrong. That's across the board. So it's just a spotlight and a magnifying glass on what these companies are not doing, and they don't like that. So we have to shut this down. And here's the thing: I think blackness has something to do with it, but that's not the only thing. I think that's the least of it. You're making us look bad, and I don't give a damn who you are. You're making us look bad. The fact that you're black or half black is actually just a caveat to all of this, but you're making us look bad in general.
But see, I don't understand how that he's making Walmart look bad. He's in their store gifting people groceries. Like,
yes, I understand that, but then the lens then gets put on big corporate Walmart as to why they are not doing more to help people. Here you have people in your store that are struggling, and they've said, oh, we could really use this. And what does that look like? You've got struggling people coming into your store, enriching you, and you sit and do nothing. That's
the employees are struggling. Most of their employees are on food stamps.
Absolutely.
They're on food stamps.
Absolutely. Most of it's terrible. If you have not read, and this is a book from like 20 years ago when I first started, we did a play about A Nickel and Dime, the book by Barbara Ehrenreich, I think is her last name. About how she was a professor and she went undercover and she didn't say what it was, but we knew she went undercover at Walmart and she went undercover and worked for Mary Maids. The rule was that she could not use her professor's salary. She had to survive off of what she made there unless something went totally wrong. And so she documented all this and wrote a book, and we turned it into a play at the university I was at. So if you have not read that book, read it, because it is so telling of what Walmart workers go through, what people who work for these companies like Mary Maids go through, etc.
I want to say also Tachi's initial conversation around, I don't know why Ron made me big, but that's okay. But the initial conversation around it's the fragility, right? The white fragility, and I don't know the book, but there's a book called that, and being able to be kind, no matter how badly we're treated or what we've gone through, we're still able to be kind to people. We're still out there trying to help other people. They don't all have to look like us for us to help them, right? And it also goes back to, can I come off that big screen though? That really bothers me. But anyway, it also goes back to Ron's conversation when he talked about Mandani and Abdul in Michigan and the statements. I don't know, Dr. Tasha, you're the guy with the big cowboy hat that's running for governor, and the whole thing. This is not a socialist country. And he started talking about capitalism and women going to work the day after they give birth. I want you to give birth and go and go to work the next day.
They could never.
The point of a part of it is this whole idea of being out here helping each other, being human and being kind, is being painted as some horrible picture to be a human. And I think, they say talk about socialism, but why can't we call it humanism? Why can't it just be us being humans and being kind to other people? And yes, that should not be a bad thing. And they're making people helping people. They're trying to figure out, how do we make this guy helping someone be a bad thing when it's really just him helping people? He literally does nothing but go in there and help people out. People with children, older people, anyone that's there that needs help, he helps them out. And so we have to look at how they've made us, or people, thinking about what's good for people and how to help people, a negative in this country.
Absolutely. The excuse, Well, the thing is, then they can't lean on the excuses of it can't be done. Like, so for example, with the example of Mamdani, and then what's his name in Michigan? Is it
Abdul.
Abdul? They lean on the excuses, politicians especially. Oh, it can't be done. We don't have the money for this. We can't. But now you have people that are showing, yes, it can be done. Again, it's calling out your mediocrity. Your mediocrity and the fact that you actually don't want to do it. So if you see people doing it or others see people doing it, then it shows it can be done. And then they start to ask you, well, why aren't you doing it? And the point is they don't want to do it. The point is they want to hoard and not do anything. And it also does not fit the narrative also that poverty is the fault of the poor and that we don't have to fix it. That is not our job to fix it because it's their fault, right? So now you have people that are looking to fix it, which shows that, no, something is systemically wrong. You can't have a country that has this much money. Well, we used to have money before somebody came into power. We can't have a country that has this much money and you have people that are like dirt poor. That makes no sense. So it shows it's something systemically, but it's all cyclical. They don't want to fix it because that means that we have to put money into it. And we want that money for us. Never mind, we can never spend it all. We just want that money for us.
And
is everybody else tired?
I think
well, if I may interject.
Right now, but if you came to DC right now, when we talk about not having money, they're painting all of these things gold. You dug up the White House
pool.
But that's why we don't have money. They spend it all on rubbish.
You have trying to build some ballroom, but you don't have money for people. You want to get rid of paying for Head Start. You want to get rid of paying for helping elder people get their medications. But you have money for frivolous stuff. You have money for all of this stuff. And you're constantly robbing the people and getting millions of dollars where the government is basically being bought, I guess. And so, but you don't have money for everyday things. I mean, give you an example. My husband and my daughter and I, we went looking at apartments. 1-bedroom apartments cost $2,500 and up. The salary, you can't even get that. You can't afford rent if you were making $30 an hour. So imagine what life is like for the ones who you have a government that will not make the minimum wage, the national minimum wage pass $7.25. And then you have people who are trying to roll back where the citizens have voted for them to have a minimum wage of $15. But you can't afford to rent a 1-bedroom apartment where you live and buy grocery at the same time. Even if you made $30 an hour. That's the reality. It's really because they just want the money. They just want money. And they're not trying to, and my younger daughter and I talked about this last night. There is not, in DC, there is not a lack of places to live. It's a lack of places to live. Because every apartment building we get into, vacant apartments. But people can't afford to live there.
Yeah, so and they're still building in DC.
Oh, they're building apartments and pop-ups all over DC.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, there's one unit that they have a program here, that's called IZ. And what they do, the developer agrees that a percentage of the building, apartments should be for people who are in that program. One building had only 2, and they had well over 100 apartments in that building. They only had 2 units. That's not about the people. That's like, what can we do for these council members, all these politicians, allow us to do this, but you got a ton of available apartments in the building, but not available people who can't afford it. And that's a write-off for them. They get, you can write off. That's a loss, right? So you write your loss off, which is what they do, which gives me
they always do
real pages that set that stuff up like that.
I mean, you bring up some good points here in this conversation, and that is that one commentator said about the Damon at Walmart, and people should be protesting against Walmart and stop shopping at Walmart if they can. But we know that also Walmart is in a lot of deserts, like food deserts and places where people would actually need them. And because they were put there, they also ran out mom and pop businesses. So
Right.
mom and pop businesses that used to be there are no longer in these places because of Walmart. And that
Yeah.
they said also Damon is doing something that is reflecting poorly on one, the government, two, rich people. And they said because Walmart is one of the well
The Walton, yeah, the
the
Walton
Waltons are one of the richest families in the world, and that they could care less about their poor people that look like them. And you have this black entertainer, mixed race entertainer, black and white, but he's a black
because he's
man.
black.
He's black.
He calls
He's a
himself
black
black.
man, and he's going into Walmart and helping mostly white families
Yeah.
and people. And they said that he was making rich white people look bad.
But that's what I was saying. It
Yes.
reflects
That's exactly what
poorly on
he
them.
said. Yeah,
If
exactly.
this person can do it, people are going to look at them like, why can't you, big corporate?
Yeah.
And they don't want to. They don't like to look bad. It's optics. All
It's
of that is
optics. Yeah.
optics. So
It's
whether or not they
optics.
actually do things to help, they want the appearance of doing things to help, which is why every once in a while some of these companies will throw out a 5 and dime chicken to people, and you're like, oh, thank you for the chicken. You didn't do anything, but give us the chickens you were going to throw away anyway.
That part.
Also look at the
Absolutely.
politics of
That part.
of what he's doing, right? He's a black man.
Yes.
He's helping who?
White people.
White people.
White people. So what does that say to white people? We're
Oh, you
struggling
mean-
out here,
Yes.
and nobody's willing to help us. And these people, and no matter what they say about us, we come to the rescue a lot.
Yeah.
We come
Oh.
to the rescue a lot.
It's always the same narrative.
Yeah.
It's the same narrative. It's the same narrative.
Too much. I'm
Yeah.
like, let's just let them go on and be the basura.
But remember also, and I always say, and when I heard the commentator said this, that he is making white America reflect who they are, but also, like you just said, he is showing America that white people are struggling badly, that they are really doing hard, and they're suffering in silence.
Let's be honest.
But think about, before you go there, Chris. Think about it. How many times have you seen him offer a white person, usually the white men, and they reject him at first? You're like, no, don't need help. He says, you sure you don't need help? I want to pay for your groceries. He goes, I never seen anyone turn down someone's help. And he goes, no, the white guy's, I've seen it several times. And the white guy goes, oh, no, I don't need your help. I'm good. And he says, heck, either let me help you out. Come on, just let me help you out. This goes deeper than just the help. It's like you said, this is a black man and a white guy. The white men, older men, they feel embarrassed that a black guy is doing better than they are, and that they are receiving a handout from a black man. And so it's showing, this whole story, I don't know, I think it's going to take traction. It's revealing again where white America is, how they're living in silence for whatever reason, for their racism mostly, and their bigotry. But
let's be honest.
They're just as poor.
Let's be honest what this is all about. This is the fact that they voted for this administration, this man. They did not get what they wanted. And let me tell you something. Instead of having to admit that they were wrong, they will suffer in silence. Absolutely. And that's exactly what this is. This is exactly what Walmart is doing. The fact that everyone backed this man who said, oh, I'm coming in and we're going to talk about, we're going to do the whole affordability thing. And now that he has won, affordability, that's a hoax made up by the Democrats. Sir, you are the one saying affordability. You're going to bring down gas prices. You're going to bring down food prices. You're going to bring down rent. all of those things have skyrocketed. You going on TV and lying that gas is down 90 cents is a bunch of crock. We can all see it. Gas is so volatile. You can pay right now, I believe gas, well, here in Delaware is $3.99 a gallon. And tomorrow it could be $4.19. And it literally, there's like a 20-cent swing in gas prices from day to day. Listen, I'm 50. Everyone on this panel is of age, that they know what gas prices used to be back in the day. 99 cents for gas. I know we're never going to see those days again. But I can say this is the only time in history that I've been alive that I've seen gas prices so volatile where it changes on a daily basis, where these gas stations can't even keep up. They don't know what the price is going to be from day to day. Right. You know, you got us into an endless war that you said you thought it was going to take 5 days. Now we've been into it over 3 months, going on 4 months. You said that we've won numerous times. And that is, you say that in order to bring the stock prices down to have a surge with the economy. And it does nothing because everyone sees that you're full of shit and we're still in this war and we're going to be in this war forever.
Can I go at back least we'll be in this war until Trump is no longer in the White House, because the Iranians already said we will not negotiate with this man. Number two, it's been 6 months we've been at this war. Just to correct. Go ahead, D.
Can I add to what you were talking about in terms of this? Again, I think that this lots of things, everything basically boils down to the hatred of ethnicity and race. But I think that this is also hegemony and misogyny. That they won't take the money from the.
Absolutely.
You've been taught that in terms of the power structure, you are at the top, and that you are the one that is supposed to have all of this money. And yes, you are embarrassed, but that's misogyny that teaches you you're supposed to be embarrassed and you're not supposed to take help and you're not supposed to take hand. I don't know who did that. So because common sense tells you, unless you're wealthy, everyone needs some help at some times. So who told you that this is the reason why you can sit and watch, especially back in the day, whole families would suffer because of misogyny, and you don't want to get rid of ego and take a handout. So you'll sit and let children starve rather than take a handout. What kind of stupidness is that? And that should also tell you that something is wrong systemically if you can't make it to the point where you're able to feed children. And they feed you the narrative, especially back then, if we look at church and the be fruitful and multiply type thing. And then you had 10 and 15 children that you couldn't provide for. But biblically, you're taking a literal interpretation and you multiply. However, you don't have the money to do that. So there are all sorts of things that are cognitive dissonance here that are all rooted in hegemony and misogyny.
Right. And I think to add to Dr. Tachi's comment and Ron's earlier comment, the white man wouldn't take it if it was a woman giving it to him.
That part.
Exactly.
That part. He would not take that money because for the reasons that Dr. Tachi just explained. He'd rather starve and let his family starve before he let a black person or any other person of color give him money
or a woman. Yeah.
But you want to hear something? I mean, and if I may, first of all, as soon as we start talking about Walmart and the Walmart situation, the algorithms changed on our platform. It collapsed. It collapsed to almost like it collapsed. So we also know the algorithms are in working on. But I also really remind us. Remember,
so you have to be bigger than like algorithms. Who's behind the algorithms?
Oh yeah, we know who.
Got to remember the people are behind that.
Yes, but let me say this statement. So think about Martin Luther King, right? Martin Luther King. As soon as Martin Luther King started to rally the white population and made them aware of their poverty, they had to get rid of him. Same thing, Malcolm X. When Malcolm X was making people aware that bringing white people and black people together, what happened? And Fred Hampton. Fred
21 years
Hampton
old.
had white people, Spanish people all gathering. And once you start making the awareness that we are all in this pot together, and that we are all poor together, and that we are all being taken advantage of the corporations and the rich people, that's when they have to get rid of you. Think about someone again is supporting and helping people that can't feed themselves, and that is that's looked down upon.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the whole message that they're spreading, right?
Yes.
Politically now, like that's why it was fascinating. Oh, they're socialists. The next day they're communists. Make up your mind.
Well, I mean, that's where we are now. We're
Care.
communists.
And that's like
But
going back to right? We're going back to McCarthy era stuff.
It's McCarthy.
That's all they said out of their mouths all the time. But I think that, we have to just be able to understand and diagnose what's happening. And then,
Yes.
I responded to a post earlier. I said the biggest thing is not who is saying what, it's what the people are doing. How are you voting? You, as Chris said, you voted for this. You're now suffering because of this. Whether you're the Haitian man down in Florida that said he was a good business.
All right, bring it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Bankruptcy 6 times. You thought he was a good businessman, and then you're about to go out of business because you were stupid.
Like you said, he voted for this. His whole entire staff is pretty much now either can't come to work or in the process of being deported. So you asked for this. I don't feel sorry for any of these people.
And for him,
that's exactly what you get.
And that's the way I felt. I don't for any of these people who get on here. The man in Texas, oh my God, they grabbed my girlfriend. You said you voted for this.
That part.
You knew what they were gonna do. So all of these people who I voted for this, I don't get it. And then you have the opportunity to make a change. Your people, this right now is up to people show up.
Yeah.
Period. The million people, I told my daughter last night that the million Black people in Texas who did not vote show up. I said the real win 2024 were the people who didn't vote because it was more of them than it was that voted for either one of those candidates.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly,
well, guys, I have to put a timeout now because I have to get to work.
Wait. Do we have 1 minute? There's one thing I put in our private chat. I'd love for you to play it because I think this is a great way to end the show. Something as you pull up the video, I will explain what it is. This is something that happened last week, Wednesday on QVC. For those that do not know about this viral woman, her name. Let me give you her name real quick. Let me give you her name because I think it's important we need to at least address her. Her name is, come on, here we go. Tony Bertine. That's her name. The QVC lady that had the wig on, and then she said, get the blow job instead of the blowout. I love this immensely. It brought me so much joy over the last week. And I love that she's leaned into it. Yeah, so let's play it.
Again, it looks like you went and got a blow job at your blowout at your salon. And it looks beautiful.
All right, so here's what's happening today. We're having a huge beauty sale. Everything ships to you for free, but that goes away at the end of the day. Right. I will remind you that this is.
So the thing that has gotten me is the fact that it was such a slip of the tongue, and she was mortified about it. But instead of being completely embarrassed and walking away, she leaned into it. It got picked up by like regular media in addition to social media. It has over 25 million views on the original post. She was actually on Jimmy Fallon on Monday, and they did a whole little skit. So let's find a little levity in all the things that are going on in the world. There's so much bad and dark stuff going on. This was such a great thing that happened. It was unintentional. It was a flub. But she leaned into it and she just had fun with it. And I love her response. She's gotten so many new followers from this. She's leaned into it heavily. She's made fun of herself, and this is what we have to do. find a little bit of levity in
Well,
life.
it's a joy
So
in every day.
I love
yeah.
it.
So guys, I'm gonna leave you guys, and guys, I'm gonna leave you guys a double entendre. Um, and so you guys have a great day on this Wednesday. It's Hump Day. Get out there, do something special for yourself. Also celebrating all those elections that happened yesterday. Some great victories for the Democratic Party. So let's really get people and share with people how important it is to vote on local levels. So please get out and vote. Every Tuesday in America is voting day. So get out there and vote. Remember, all democracies, everything you want starts locally. So if you want change, it starts locally. Get out and vote. Okay, guys. We will come back on tomorrow. We can continue this. If everyone's available, we can do it again tomorrow. And I will see you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. I will also be sharing different aspects of the African American Film Festival here at Martha's Vineyard, and also we will be connecting with our wonderful folks at the artwork at Mr. Dr. Thomas E. Lockhart. Okay, guys, so thank you for joining me. Again, if you're here for the first time, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then also hit the like. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Love you all. See you tomorrow.